It was late October. The sky was dark and heavy like it was holding its breath. Marcus drove the old truck down a dirt road that cut through the forest like a scar. Diana sat beside him, her boots on the dashboard. Troy was in the back seat, already nervous, already quiet. They had rented the cabin for the weekend, a cheap deal online, no phone signal, no neighbors, just trees, cold air, and silence. GPS died 3 miles back, Marcus said, squinting at the road ahead. Just keep driving, Dana said. The listing said follow the road until the trees get thick, then turn left. Troy leaned forward from the back seat. The trees are thick. They've been thick for 20 minutes. No one answered him. The truck's headlights pushed through the dark. The road was narrow. Tree branches scraped the sides of the truck like fingers dragging across metal. Then, without warning, the headlights hit a wooden sign nailed to a tree. It read, "Turn back." Marcus slowed the truck. "Someone's idea of a joke," he said. "Or a warning," Troy said quietly. Dana pulled up the rental listing on her phone, still running on the last scraps of battery. She showed Marcus the photo. The sign was not in any of the pictures. Neither was the strange symbol carved into the tree beside it, a circle with a cross inside it, deep and old, cut by something sharp. Marcus stared at the symbol for a moment. Then he drove past it. 2 minutes later, the cabin appeared. It was smaller than the photos showed. The wood was dark and wet-looking, even though it had not rained. One window on the upper floor had a curtain that moved, but there was no wind. "I don't like this," Troy said. "You never like anything," Dana said, climbing out of the truck. They went inside. The inside of the cabin smelled like old wood and something else. Something sweet and wrong, like fruit that had rotted weeks ago but never been thrown out. There were 3 rooms downstairs and 1 room upstairs. The kitchen had old pots on the stove. The living room had a fireplace, 2 chairs, and a bookshelf with no books. Only a single photograph, face down on the shelf. Marcus picked up the photograph. It showed the cabin, taken from outside through the window, and inside the window, barely visible, were 3 shapes, 3 people, standing still, looking out. "This must be from the last guests," Dana said, taking the photo from him. She studied it. "Or the owners. Could be anyone." "Could be us," Troy said. "We just got here," Marcus said. "I know," Troy said. He did not say anything else. They chose their rooms. Marcus took the upstairs room. Dana and Troy took the 2 rooms downstairs. The plan was to sleep, wake up early, hike the forest, take photographs, and leave by Sunday evening. Simple, clean, normal. At 2 a.m. Marcus woke up. He did not know why. The room was dark. The window was fogged with cold. But there was a sound, low and steady, like someone humming a song with no tune, coming from inside the wall beside his bed. He pressed his ear against the wall. The humming stopped, then something pressed back from the other side. Marcus jumped away from the wall. His heart was slamming. He turned on his phone torch and swept it around the room. Nothing. No one. Just the old wooden walls, the dusty floor, and the single bare bulb hanging from the ceiling that did not work. He told himself it was an animal, a raccoon inside the walls, something small and harmless. He lay back down. He stared at the ceiling. The humming started again. Morning came gray and cold. At breakfast, Marcus said nothing about the wall. Dana made coffee on the gas stove. Troy sat at the table, dark circles under his eyes. "Did you sleep?" Dana asked him. "No," Troy said. "Someone was walking around outside all night. I heard footsteps on the porch. I looked out the window twice. No one there." "Deer," Marcus said. "Deer don't walk on 2 legs," Troy said flatly. They ate in silence. After breakfast, Marcus took his camera and went to explore the forest alone. He wanted photographs of the trees, the light between the branches, the fog on the ground. He walked for about 20 minutes before he found something that stopped him cold. A door, not a cabin, not a shed, just a door, standing alone in the forest, attached to nothing. Old wood, black iron handle, set into a simple frame that had no walls on either side. You could walk around it. It was just a door in the middle of the trees. Marcus raised his camera and took a shot. Then the door opened. Slowly, no wind, no push. It just swung open on its own, away from him, showing nothing but the forest on the other side. The same forest he could see by simply looking around the door. But through the door, the trees looked different. Darker, closer together. And standing between two of those trees, barely visible, was a figure. Tall, still, watching. Marcus lowered the camera. He looked around the door and the figure was not there. He looked through the door again, and the figure had moved closer. Marcus ran. He did not stop until he hit the cabin porch out of breath, hands shaking. He burst inside and found Dana standing in the kitchen. She was pale. She was holding a piece of paper. "Someone was in the cabin," she said. "What?" "While we were eating breakfast, the back door was locked. Troy had the key. But someone came in and left this on my pillow." She handed him the paper. On it, written in black ink in small, neat letters, "You saw the sign. You came anyway. Now you belong to the woods." Troy came in from the back room. He looked at Marcus. He looked at the note. "Where is your camera?" Troy asked. Marcus looked down at his empty hands. He did not remember dropping it. He did not remember losing it. But it was gone. They decided to leave. They packed in 10 minutes. No talking. No arguing. Marcus grabbed the truck keys from the hook by the front door. They walked out to the truck together, fast, not looking at the trees. The truck's tires had been slashed, all four, cut clean, not torn. Done with something sharp, done quietly, done while they were inside eating breakfast and not hearing a single sound. Troy made a noise that was not quite a word. "Okay," Dana said. She was a nurse. She was trained to stay calm when everything was wrong. "We walk. The road is 2 miles. We walk fast, we stay together, and we do not stop." They walked. The forest was completely silent. No birds, no wind. Even their footsteps sounded muffled, like the ground was swallowing the sound. They were halfway down the road when Marcus stopped. "There's someone ahead," he said. Dana and Troy stopped beside him. Standing in the road about 50 meters away was a person, a man. He was wearing Marcus's camera around his neck. "Hey!" Marcus shouted. "That's mine!" The man did not move. "Who is that?" Troy whispered. The man was wearing a red jacket. Marcus had a red jacket, but Marcus was wearing it right now. He looked down at his jacket, then back up at the figure in the road. The figure was wearing the exact same jacket. The figure raised one hand, slowly, like a wave. Then it stepped off the road and into the trees and was gone. "Move," Dana said, "now fast." They ran. The trees on both sides of the road began to shake. Not from wind, from inside. Like something large was moving through them, parallel to the road, keeping pace with them, staying just out of sight. Branches snapped. Something heavy hit the ground. Once, twice. Then it was just running fast, getting closer. Troy tripped and fell hard on the dirt road. Marcus and Dana stopped and grabbed him, pulled him up. For 1 second, Marcus looked into the trees. He saw his own face looking back at him. Not a reflection, not a trick of the light. His own face on someone else's body, standing between the trees and watching him with no expression at all. Marcus turned away and ran and did not look back. They made it to the main road. A truck driver found them 20 minutes later, walking along the highway edge, not speaking. He stopped and let them climb in. He asked what happened. None of them answered. He drove them to the nearest town, a small place called Greer's Hollow, population 400. He dropped them at the gas station. They sat outside on a bench in the cold. Dana called the police on the gas station's landline. She told them about the slashed tires, the note, the figure in the trees. The officer on the phone was quiet for a long time after she finished. Then he asked her the name of the road. She told him. Another silence. Then he said, "Ma'am, that road hasn't been accessible in 11 years. A family went missing up there in 2013 and the county closed the road and the property. We put up signs. There were warning signs on that road. Dana looked at Marcus. "We saw one," she said into the phone. "It said, 'Turn back.'" "Yes," the officer said. "There are 6 of them. We only saw one." The officer told them to stay where they were. He said someone would come to take their statements. He said not to go back to the forest. The call ended. Marcus was looking at his hands. Dana was staring at the gas station light buzzing above them. Troy had not spoken since the road. After a long time, Troy said, "The photograph. The one on the shelf inside the cabin. The 3 people in the window." "What about it?" Dana said. "Did you ever look closely at their faces?" She had not. Marcus had not. Troy pulled something from his jacket pocket and put it on the bench between them. It was the photograph. He had taken it from the cabin without thinking, stuffed it in his pocket when they packed. They looked at it now. The cabin, the window, the 3 shapes inside, barely visible. They leaned in closer. The 3 shapes had their faces. Marcus, Dana, Troy, looking out through the glass, standing perfectly still. The photograph was old, yellowed at the edges. The date stamped on the back in faded red ink. October 1987. None of them were born yet. Dana stood up from the bench. She walked to the trash can at the edge of the gas station parking lot and dropped the photograph inside. She came back and sat down. They waited for the police in silence. Behind them, in the dark at the edge of the parking lot where the light did not reach, 3 figures stood completely still, watching. They had their faces. They were smiling.